Alright, this is a double drop leaf vintage cart, butler's cart, kitchen cart, whatever, that I started working on. I should have filmed it in the very beginning. The top was dark like this down here too. Let's see if I can get that. Let's see, it's a double drop leaf. I did start working on the top. I kind of like how it is there, although I have done a lot of working on that ring right there, that water spot, and it'll go away. I've sanded it and sanded it. I put alcohol on it and it will be gone, and next thing I know it's back. So that may be a problem, but I'm going to go ahead and work on the bottom part. Okay, like an insane woman, I brought this stuff inside. It is just too hot out there, but I have my plastic cloth on the table. I'm going to pretend that I'm pretty safe doing this and careful. I'm really not, but the good thing about being an adult in your own place, you choose. So if you mess it up, it's on you. And now I'm just going to paint. Some people don't like to paint things like this. I am doing this to resell, so I'm going by what people seem to like and want. So there's the beginning of it. And I love this color. It's this is a bear paint. We shall see what we shall see. There's the beginning of it. And if it wasn't so blooming hot out there, I'd be doing this all outside. So it begins. Alright, getting down towards the end of it. And on the first coat, I normally just do a light coat. So if you see stuff shining through, that's why. I mean, I'm not worrying about a thick coat this first go around. And I try to look for the runs. Well, that's something bleeding through already up there. And I don't understand that I didn't sand it. I'll do something with those. Well, that's pulling the varnish through. Maybe I didn't sand it as much as I thought I did. Usually, this isn't chalk paint, but normally I find that if I do little coats, thin coats, and do more of them, and I did sand this, whether it looked like it or not, then it usually does quite well. However, I am not opposed to having to do things over again or change up in midstream. I don't know why I decided to hold the camera. I guess I thought I'd be through in just a couple of minutes and I could get a better angle like this. But there, I think that is my first coat. Well, I'm going to really mess up if I really do a bad job in here doing it in the house. So there we go. Alright, I did go ahead and finish painting the bottom part of this. last night is in my house. It just gets too hot out here. And that's 3 somewhat pretty light coats on here. Now I'm getting ready to stain the top. I did sand it, even though it may not look like it, and I showed, I think last night. I am a little bit worried about that stain, but since I'm staining this anyway, I think I'm going to try and see if this will be okay and not be just jump out at you obvious. It is so hot out here today. I decided to do this on the porch, although I may change my mind and do it inside. I thought I would use my countrified porch version of my air conditioner. Let me cut that off just a minute. So if you hear something in the background, that's what it is. This is an ice chest. Put some ice in it. Oh, that feels good. And cut a hole. The only thing I would do differently is have my brother do 3 of those. And then you just cut a hole for the fan. And there you go. It feels pretty good. So we're going to get this started and we'll see how it goes. I love it out here on my porch. This is where a lot of my creativity begins or ends or all the above. Alright, hopefully that fan is not going to be just way too loud. Alright, what I'm doing here, if any of y'all have seen any of my other videos, I'm doing Howard Restore finish. I'm going to start with dark walnut. I think it just seems like it would be a good contrast. Hopefully you can hear me above the fan. Over here. There's that, and this is a 0000 alt steel wool that I got from, well, this I got from Howard's. I used to be a Howard retailer years ago whenever I had my store. You simply put this on here and wipe. So far so good. This is my favorite product, especially for being an older retired senior citizen that is a little bit self-taught and not necessarily as good at some of this stuff as some people are. I do this for the fun of it and to help supplement my Social Security, which I kind of recommend any retired or older seniors, or even if you could just use a little bit of financial help from time to time. Learning some of these things, they're really, the hardest part is getting the little supplies that you need to start with. But I should be living proof. I was in my 60s, like 62 whenever I come here, and I didn't really start doing this till I was 63 or 64. So I think anybody can do it. Let me go to be a little bit darker. There we go. That's looking like it's going to do just fine. But some of this you can't tell for sure until it ain't over till it's over. And I'm one of those hard-headed individuals that sometimes even when it's trying to tell me it's over, it's really not. So let me finish this up. It's almost finished. And get back to you. Oh my goodness. I'm recording this furniture makeover, and all of a sudden, well, shoot, I think it's already gone. to see I was working on that table. Alright, I got the top stained. I think it looks good, but I'm not going to call it yet until I know it's completely thoroughly dried and see, does that stain come through. I don't even see that round stain. And then once I'm satisfied that it's not going to come through, I love these double drop leaves. I love them, whether it be a table, side table. But once I determine that I think this is going to be fine and that ring stain not come through, then I will seal it, or put a sealer on it. What I'm trying to decide here is if I should do something with that right there, those carvings. I don't know whether to distress this, leave it like that, or to simply paint or stain in between the grooves there. And for any of y'all that didn't see where I posted where I did this thing here, I did that from, this is a repurpose. And see how I did that up there. I don't know whether to do, was too late to do that now, isn't it? I done painted the darn thing. But I'll think of something. And this is a side note, but it is so hot here. Make sure that you have plenty of water, whether you're buying water, whether you're pulling it from the tap and putting it in bottles. These things were $1 last year, and in some places they're more than 100% markup. So it doesn't matter what you drink, but stay hydrated is my suggestion. And some of these things that were $1 last year or the year before are now $2 and $3. So, oh, and I won't know for sure until I download the video, but as I was working on that table just a minute ago, my neighbor, my sister-in-law, messaged me that the mama and one baby came through, and I caught a glimpse of it. I tried to film it. I don't know if it came through. If so, I may put it right in between the videos here, because it is so cool. You're out here, you're working on pieces, and bam, there's a bear, or there's a deer, or there's a fox. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Jesus. You are so good. Okay, I'm going to try and do this. I don't know if y'all noticed. Listen to this. That is not acceptable if I can help it. So, here's my WD-40, for Pete's sake. I'm going to try to see if this makes any difference without turning this completely. I'm not sure that's going to... And see this right here? Well, actually, I'll show you that here shortly. I don't know if any of that showed through. Oh, yeah. That is way better. And let me do this a minute. I should have done. I had said that I had thought about trying this. I don't like it. I tried it. I don't like it. I took that carving and I thought, let me somewhat make it similar in color and all than that. Oh, that is so much easier to turn. So I did it on one side and not the other. And then what I did, like any normal old fart would do that wants some professional recommendations, I posted this to my Facebook page and showed them both sides of it and got some input. And the general consensus was to leave both sides just painted. Sometimes I'll get these ideas and in my head they look really, really good. So I am going to take that back like I should have left it. Sometimes you just don't know, do you? Once in a while you try things. What's the harm in that? And it just looked better on paper, so to speak, than it does in real life. So, but I love how the top turned out. I will finish this up in a minute, but that, I am not seeing that watermark stain on here, that glass where someone put obviously a tea glass or something on there. I'm not seeing that at all. I am loving the contrast here. I will put the clear coat on here, and then once I get through here, I think it's complete. Okay, we're getting down towards the very end right now. This is the clear coat I'm using is Minwax polyacrylic. This is the satin finish. And painting is painting. It doesn't matter whether it's painting this on or paint. I love this because it's very forgiving. I've heard people say don't go back and forth, just go one way. This is very forgiving, or I find it to be. It is sometimes best to use the long strokes, but hey, I've not had any problems in doing this way. So this is the first coat. I'm going to do at least 2, maybe 3 or 4, and this video is already going longer than I meant, so this is just to show you what I'm using. And this is one of my favorite brushes, is that kind right there. So I'll finish this up, and then I may not come back on here until I'm done and I'm staging it. I said I wouldn't come back on here until this is done. Abby, what are you doing? But I wanted to point out, since this is a drop leaf table, I sort of set the leaves down just a little bit. I don't want them to go totally down, but I also want to leave this open in here to dry real good now that I've put that coat on it. I think she's wanting back out. Yeah, it's hot on here, girl. And then you just make sure of all the drips and make sure you got them all. Well, I was going to wait till the lighting was better, but as I was out here anyway filming the turkey, all of a sudden I saw the bear and the cubs. So anyhow, here's the finished. That can go as an actual sort of a multi-function table. You can eat on it, or you can let the arms down, or the leaves down, and then it can just be a side table with a rolling cart. So that's completed. What do you think?